Hello YouTube, Josa here. So today we're gonna look at some simple Vim delete commands using the terminal. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with Vim, it's a command line text editor that you interact with in the terminal. So if you're on Unix or Linux, you probably have it already installed, and if you don't, it's very easy to do. You just use your package manager and just search for Vim. That's VIM. Search for Vim and install it. If you're on Windows, you might just search in Google or whatever and just look for Vim, how to install Vim on Windows or whatever it is, and install it. But it's been ported on Windows, so you can use Cygwin or some other tools to get it running on Windows. Alright, so now let's start our terminal, and let me notch this up here so that it's not covering my face. Alright, now let's see. Okay, so this is the simple commands that you will typically use in a day-to-day text editing, simple text editing. And now let's open up another window down here. Alright, so this is the text that we're gonna edit. Alright, okay, so if you are running Vim for the first time and you don't know how to start it, you just type Vim. Okay, so just type in Vim and hitting enter just brings up the editor. And to start editing, if you will notice that if you start writing, you don't see anything happening. Okay, that's because you are still in command mode. You are not in an insert mode yet. To go into insert mode, you have to press I. Okay, you have to press I to go into insert mode. And then once you're in insert mode, you can start editing your files. But to get to command mode, you have to press the escape key one time. And that's what we're gonna be doing the whole time. In this tutorial, we're gonna be in the command mode. So anytime you are not sure whether you are in command mode, just press the escape key just one time and you'll be in command mode. Okay, so I'm gonna quit from here, and then I'm gonna open this test file right here, which is what we're gonna use. Okay, alright, let's look at it. And again, if you want to undo anything in Vim, all you have to do is press the letter U on your keyboard, and you have to be in command mode to do that, and just by just pressing escape one time and then the U key on your keyboard. Alright, let's start with the first one. This is to delete a character under the cursor. Okay, so if you want to delete a character under the cursor, all you have to do is put the cursor wherever you want to delete that character, and then press the letter X. Okay, so pressing the letter X keeps deleting one character at a time, as you can see here in this window. I'm right here in this window. Okay, alright, so I keep pressing the letter key, and if I hold on to it, it will just delete everything. Okay, so that's how you delete one character at a time. Let me undo everything I just did by pressing U, and I'm holding on to the letter U just to bring everything back like it was before. Alright, so that's how to delete a character. Now let's delete a word. To delete a word, you have to position the cursor to where you want to delete the word from. Okay, now Vim will treat wherever you position your character, or the position you have your cursor, to the end of wherever it finds the next space character. Okay, so it will delete. Right now I have my cursor in front of P, meaning I want to delete up until here. Okay, so it will delete everything including the space in front of, or whatever number of spaces in front of proficient, and the cursor will switch over to the next word. So after we delete, you see the cursor positioned on T where I've just marked. Okay, so let's try it. So I'm in command mode, okay, and I press DW. See that? It deleted everything from where the cursor was, including the space, and moved the cursor over to the letter U, or to the letter T. Alright, let's try it again in a different way. Now I'm pressing U to go back to what I just did. Alright, so now let me put the cursor, let me move the cursor over to proficient, into the letter F, and then let's do DW again. See that? It didn't delete the whole proficient, it left PRO undeleted and deleted everything that was under the cursor, which is F up until the space. Okay, so it deletes everything from where you have your cursor. It's very important, from where you have your cursor. So if you want to delete a word, an entire word, make sure you have your cursor from the beginning of that word before you do your DW. Okay, and again, let me insert some spaces here. See all the number of spaces I'm putting here? Alright, now let's go back to command mode and then do DW again. DW. See that? No matter how many spaces I put in there, it still deleted all the spaces until it found the next word. Alright? So that's how DW works. Alright. I say that because DE works in the same way. I'm up here on the top left. DE works kind of the same way as DW, but it doesn't switch the character to the next word. It just moves, it deletes everything and leaves the space undeleted. Okay, so if I did the same thing with DE, see, it didn't delete the space, it left the space intact, and this didn't move the cursor at all to the next word. So that's the difference. Now let's undo it, and again let's put the cursor in the middle of proficient, or somewhere in the middle. Alright, I have my cursor blinking on I. Now doing DE does the same thing as DW did. It deleted the word from where our cursor was, but again it didn't move the cursor to the next word, meaning it didn't delete the space, so it left the space alone. Let's undo and let's put a lot of spaces here like we did before. I'm in insert mode right now, so I'm gonna hit my space key some number of times. Okay, and now if I go back to command mode and place the cursor on proficient, or on P, and I do DE, see, it deleted everything from my cursor position until it found the next space character. Right? So it didn't delete all the spaces as DW did. So that's a very subtle difference between DE and DW. So use it sparingly, and whenever you're using it, you have to know exactly what you intend to do. Alright, let's undo everything. So that's the difference over there between DE and DW. Now let's try the $sign. Again, with all these commands, you have to be in command mode by pressing the escape key one time. I know I'm saying it a lot, but a lot of newcomers forget they are not in escape mode. They are not in command or normal mode, and they get so frustrated. So when you're not sure, always press your escape key again one time. Alright, now let's do $sign. Alright, we put our cursor somewhere. Let's put it here. I have my cursor blinking on S. Same, alright? And I want to delete to the end of that line. So watch what happens. The $sign. It deleted everything from where my cursor was positioned. Let me undo it so you can see. Not only did it delete the current line the cursor is blinking, but because all these is treated as one line, it deleted everything. Even though it's split into two lines, it deleted everything, okay? All the way up until productive, and then the period. So watch again what happens. The $sign, alright? So as you can tell, it didn't touch anything before the letter S. Alright? So if I wanted to delete from the very beginning of the line, then I have to make sure my cursor is at that position. Alright? So now if I do the $sign, now I delete every word over there. Okay? And again, as you just noted, it deleted everything. Okay, alright, let's undo it. Right, now let's move on to this command here. Now, it says type D and then in parentheses, number of times W. Number of times is a variable here to replace the number of times you want to delete some words, okay? So you will replace that with either 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number of times you want to delete some words, okay? And you don't have to type in the opening and closing parentheses. That was just to differentiate between the DW and the number of times, alright? So if I wanted to delete up until though, that's for words over there. So I will do D for W, and it deletes everything for that number of words, and then move the cursor to the next word. So it deleted the spaces as well. Alright, let me undo it so you can see. Let me put some space in here so you can see that it actually deleted the spaces as well. Now back in command mode. Now let's try the same thing again. D for W. See that? It deleted all the spaces and moved the cursor over to the next character or word. So now, there you go. You have to use it and use it the way you intend to use it, making sure your cursor is exactly where you intend to delete the number of words. So now let's move on to, I'm going to do all this. Let's move on to the next one. Our last command for the day. And that's to delete an entire line. So delete a whole line. Doesn't matter where your cursor is positioned. Okay? My cursor could be anywhere in this, on this line right here. And in command mode, I would press D twice, and that whole line is gone. Okay, let me undo it and then do it with this one. See that? It deletes the whole line. Okay, it deletes the whole line and the cursor moves on to the next line, because as you can tell, this line begins with but and ends with end, and then the next line starts with practice. Okay, so it will delete all the way until practice and leave that alone, and the same thing for the next lines as well. Alright, so there you go, some simple Vim command line tools you can use in your day-to-day simple editing files. Okay, alright, thank you for watching. Thank you, bye bye.